Hello and welcome to the next video of the LEC 2025 preview videos. We're covering SK Gaming, a roster that's changed three faces from last year to this year. However, there is only one true rookie for the first time in the LEC. This split for the squad. So going into this year, I have them 8th out of 10. Now, that's with Gen X and Reeker unranked. Gen X, obviously a longtime LEC player, somebody that I do believe should have been in the LEC, never left the LEC, but that's another conversation. So they're ranked as if they're rookies and never have played in the LEC before because their stat lines are representative of a Worlds qualifying league from last season. What also goes into that is Rahel and Loopy's partial season. So Rahel's stat line from summer with SK is what ranks him. And Loopy, his LLA stats from what's the equivalent of summer for the Latin American region, got his rank. So we'll go over this. Last 3 years, SK, 9th, 6th, and 5th. Their best part definitely was in summer when they got Rahel and Luan. Luan is gone. And, Rahel stayed. So, Gen X in top lane, carry-oriented top. Very, very talented, in my opinion. He should have stayed in the LEC. I don't know why he didn't. He does his job at a high level. He's statistically always very good. People get bored of him. He's been in the LEC forever without much success, this, that, and the third. He shouldn't be in here, have a rookie play this and that. I think he's a solid person to have in the top lane when you have a bot side of the rift that's 20 years old with only 19 or 20 or so games of tier 1 major region experience. Now Gen X, a 0.4 positive share differential. I did the math on this team. It lacks carry threat, and we'll talk about that. 1.48 ROI, 200 gold ahead at 15 minutes, 2.62 vision efficiency, 22 champions in 94 games. He's 26 years old. Renekton, Kesante, Aatrox, only 37% of his champion pool. So wide champion usage by Gen X. That's the veteranship coming out. In the jungle, you have Isma. Isma left a little bit to be desired. He's ranked 6th when there are at least 3 rookie junglers coming into this season. So he's one of the worst of those that played last year. 3.9 KDA, 74.2 KP, and a 5.5 CS per minute. He's very facilitator oriented, and alongside Niski, it didn't make much sense. I'll be honest, last year's team did not make sense with the way it was built. This year, it should make more if Gen X is heavier resource, like we see in his stat line from last season in ERLs, and Isma is just better suited to play a facilitator mindset. Negative 4.7 share differential, 0.92 ROI, which is interesting. The negative 4.7 paired with a 0.92 indicates how little damage SK dealt last season, because we see players with a 0.9 ROI, usually negative 6 or worse share differential. Down 60 gold at 15 minutes, 3.89 vision efficiency, 11 champions, 52 games, 23 years old. Maokai, Sejuani, and Rel, 65% of his games. So opposite of Gen X. This guy played those champions 2 out of every 3 games. Very predictable. Mid lane is Reeker. Reeker did play with Mad Lions at one point earlier in his career. 5.3 KDA, 66.8 KP, 8.8 CS per minute. Solid numbers. KDA is nice. 5.2 share differential and a 1.81 ROI. That's where, if there is carry threat from last season's stat line, it's on Reeker. Now, it was ERLs, but still, a lot of damage coming out of the gold, and his share was pretty good, solid for a mid laner. 5.2 is upper half probably for mid laners, if not better. On average, dominated ERL mids. Earned this promotion. 425 gold difference. Every game he went even. There's a game he was up 850 gold. That's an item. That is a key item within, obviously, a bigger item, right? A big component. 2.97 vision efficiency. 27 champions in 89 games. There's no doubt his champion pool is vast. He's 23 years old. Tristana, Yone, and Oriana, 35% of his champion pool. 1 out of every 3 games. Once again, another player that's unpredictable. Now, Rahel, his 19-game sample ranked 9th in the LEC, which would be the worst outside of Calist. Calist obviously doesn't have numbers to rank. That's why he's 10th. So why were the numbers the way they are? Because on here I have a 78 game sample, which is his entire season. Challengers with D plus and spring, plus his SK numbers. He was the worst, not worst, because there were 59 qualified 80 carries in the ranking, and he was 56th in kill participation and 55 or 56th in share differential and return on investment in his role. Very inefficient. I think as time went along, SK became more predictable. Clearly, Rahel, Luan were carrying the load, so teams took that away, and thus it harmed Rahel and Luan. Now, Rahel is a very, very good player. He has a bright future. I think he's better than 9th, but that is what it is. Now, the stat line in its entirety is a 4.6 KDA, 65 KP, 9.3 CS per minute. So, like I said, not very involved, less than 2 out of every 3 kills. Only 3.5 share differential and a 1.44 ROI. This is the thing. That's going to have to change this season. He's going to have to find more damage out of the gold he gets. It's just as simple as that. Down 215 gold at 15 minutes. That's also significant because you're looking at challenger stats, which should actually boost these numbers because only 19 of the games are LEC games, right? So really, he has 59 challenger games that should offset that, but they don't. He's down 215 gold on average. 2.78 vision efficiency. 15 champions in 78 games was a lot for his role. His 19 game sample. I think he was best in champion usage. 20 years old. Lucian, Varus, and Zeri, half of his games played. So 39 of the 78 were on one of those 3 champions. Now you may say, oh, well, if they're 8th, Rahel's better than 9th. They got to be better than 8th, right? Well, to factor in that 8th place ranking, I gave Loopy 2nd best support going into the LEC this season, based on his Latin American numbers. In those 33 games of the 92, he was one of the best, statistically. Now, is he 2nd best? No. So let's even this out here. We got 11 between the two. If both are meh average going into the season, 5th or so, maybe you say Rahel is, you could flip them 2nd and 9th or whatever. Maybe this team's slightly better. I would like to think Gen X is better than some LEC top laners that I have ranked. Reeker, who knows? But this team may be a little bit better than 8th. Plus, Rahel and Loopy are young players. They're developing still. There's a lot of potential there. Reeker is finally getting another opportunity. So I think 8th is the floor for this team. Now Loopy in 92 games, 3.8 KDA, 70.4 KP, negative 5.9 share differential, 0.73 ROI, very standard, normal numbers here. 10 gold ahead at 15 minutes. So, this team, in terms of the laning phase mechanically, is ahead. 625 out of the 2 solo lanes. 635 when you're taking the support, take 275 away. We got 360 or so. So they're ahead at 15 minutes. 2 vision efficiency, so 2 vision score per ward placed. 19 champions, 92 games, 20 years old. Nautilus, Rakan, Milio, 46% of his games played. The coach is Owner. Owner is promoted from assistant coach to coach as Swiffer is no longer the head coach. In these last 2 seasons, Owner's been a part of Swiffer's staff, and he's won 34. He's been on the staff when they went 30 and 24 in best of ones for a 56% win rate. But in the playoffs and in best of 3, he's 13 and 30. So BO1s are okay, but once they get to playoffs, it's a struggle. So we'll see what happens with this team. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.